Hello, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and I called it Twitter instead of X, but I think we all know what platform I'm referring to. My name is Frank Lavinia. I'm the co-host of Data Driven and Impact Quantum, as well as the name or source for franksworld.com. And I'm here today to talk to you about this excellent course in vector databases. And this is a course that just put the, there it is. I put the QR code there. They don't pay me anything for this. I think it's a really useful way of a useful tool, a useful course. It's free, right? Andrew Ng is the guy who runs deeplearning.ai. Let me post the screen share here. This is an excellent course. It's free. It's the professor is a guy named Sebastian. Can't find his last name here, but it is an excellent class. I can't say enough good things about it. When I was looking through it, I had a couple of aha moments. You know, those moments where your view of the universe kind of changes. And everything kind of becomes clear. This was it, right? So I kind of been focused on, a lot of the upstream, I guess, or downstream of large language models, kind of their economic effect, kind of the compute that you need, and kind of the data engineering and prep and things like that. But what I was really kind of missing was I kind of had this part and I had this part. I didn't really have a bridge between, the two. And then when I spoke with a colleague sometime last week, and he was talking about how he had built an LLM, and he used this as a vector cache. And my first thought was, well, why do you need a vector cache? And he kind of explained it, and I was like, it kind of didn't, kind of landed, kind of didn't, kind of like, I know it's important. I wasn't really sure why. This is the course that made me understand why. And what I really like about Andrew Ng's courses, courses, what would the word be? Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. How about this? Nope. There we go. So I already did the course. So let's see what happens if I try to enroll again. Oh yeah, because it says I've already done it all. But what I really like about these courses isn't so much the material, and the material is top notch, but I want you to pay attention how the course is delivered, right? So I don't think I shared audio. So, you play the video, right? Kind of goes to this. I got to mute it because I hear it and you don't. That's the main professor here. All of Andrew Ng's short courses do this. And this is brilliant because one, this demonstration kind of helped explain like why and how this works and why it's important. But more to the point, you have a Jupyter notebook in the middle and all the compute is here. And you can basically, I'm going to run all cells. Run all, right? And you have kind of the lecture on this side, and you have the ability to experiment with let me see if I can collapse this. There we go. Get more room for the notebook. And you have a surface where you can run the code, experiment with it, right? Tweak some parameters and just kind of have fun with it. I think this is freaking brilliant. And obviously I just hit run all in this case, but it really drives home the new way to learn in such a way that I'm disappointed other platforms haven't implemented something similar. Yes, it is pretty awesome. That's Andy Leonard, my brother from another mother, who unfortunately can't join me for this live stream, but big shout out to Andy. I know Andy has, let me see if I can dig up the article he just did. He sent me, but I can't do it on this computer. But anyway, yeah, it is really awesome. And there's a lot of these other short courses on here So if you go to deeplearning.ai, short courses, as far as I know, they're all free still. Um, some of these I've done. She's an excellent presenter too, excellent teacher. This one is something I want to do. Here's another one. They just keep adding these great courses, and for now they're free. I think they keep hinting that they won't be free forever. But I would say, well, that's interesting. I definitely want to check this one out. I actually know Lawrence. Lawrence and I used to be work together at Microsoft, and we were both published authors on Silverlight. So it's good to know that one can still achieve greatness, even having the stigma of Silverlight attached to you or having once gone through there. I'm just kidding, Lawrence. Kudos to you. He's doing some awesome stuff. I definitely want to check this course out. But what's great about it is that all of these courses, at least all the ones I've taken so far, have this environment where you have the lecture. And it's great because I don't think this one has captions yet. So I'm kind of surprised at, but whatever. Um, is you can go back. So there are things like I heard, and maybe because sometimes I get dense in the head, I can go back and this wasn't the part, but there was a part in the following section. Where was it? That Yeah, it was here, I think. No, it was here. It was talking about this. I'd love to have anyone from Weaviate. This is my official invite. Anyone from Weaviate or anyone expert in vector databases to come off and talk. But I just enjoy this format. It's really good. Obviously, I have a lot of monitors, right? So this really works out well on my widescreen monitors, where I can kind of just be embedded in this. But it's just amazing just how well this course is done. Um, and um, you can experiment with the space. Let's see. I'll run all cells. But it really is impressive. And I have to say, after going through this course, I get it now. If you can represent data as vectors, there's the focus. Um, you open yourself up to a lot of creative uses for this, and it's not just for LLMs. It can be used for a lot of things where you go on to compare similarities, but similarities in distance. Now, I'm not going to paint myself as a vector database expert yet, but I will say that as someone who's kind of been tangentially watching this and not quite grasping it, not quite getting it, after taking this course, I kind of had this aha moment. And actually, it was Andy that I called on the way to pick up the my youngest from daycare, where I told him like, dude, you got to stop what you're doing and take this class. He couldn't stop what he was doing because he's doing some amazing things. He's speaking at PASS next week. Um, um, I don't have the link handy, but I have to say it is impressive. So we were talking about it, and he was actually told from another vector, as he said, another person told him that he really needs to check out this space as well. He started kicking around. So just between our conversation that we had in the car, he was able to get some insight. I was able to get better insight. And there's a mutual connection that we have who's really into this. And he's been a guest on the show. He's a super smart guy, always into kind of what's next. Like there's always like those people that are always working on the cutting edge, but just always, well, hopefully, people in your life that are thinking about what's just over the horizon, right? Not just what we're doing today or beyond or what's visible, but kind of on the other side of the horizon. And he's been talking about vector databases kind of off and on for 6 months. And I kind of get it now. I get it why this would be useful. Particularly this module here was extremely powerful. How do I hide myself? There we go. Oh, that works too. But if you look here, like this discussion of these navigable small worlds and how they could exist in a hierarchy, very interesting. And we always talk about the brute force, but it's just amazing. And the fact I can go in here and I can tweak the parameters and play around with the code is so far and above any other learning platform that's out there. Now, that's not to disparage any other learning platform, but I think that these Andrew Ng and the deep learning crew have really kind of figured out what's next for online learning, right? Particularly when it comes to code. Or anything that be encapsulated in a Jupyter notebook. I mean, I suppose mathematics, computer science, anything statistics, right? Speaking of other online learning platforms, I'm going to use this as a small opportunity, well, to flex a little bit. Let's see if I can show this here. So I have spent the last 380 days committed to doing at least a couple of minutes on Pluralsight each day. I am actually very likely to recommend it. So I love Pluralsight. I've had a subscription some time ago when I was at MVP originally. Then at Microsoft, they'd given a bunch of the folks in the MTCs this access to this. But one of the things that I think really helps make lifetime learning or continuous learning a habit is the ability to kind of gamify it, right? So in this case, I'm hitting 380 days consecutive, 63 weeks of going past my goal. So, well, my goal is 15 minutes, but hey, I should probably up that. But I typically, if you kind of look at the time frame here, I've made learning a priority. And what's really cool is you can kind of see what I've been learning. It's really cool. Not only do they have really good courses, but I've really loved their gamification of things. Speaking of continuous learning, let's go to here. That was my lame attempt. Jeopardy theme song. Come on. Anyway, I have a new article on Frank Diggs data. And eventually when this page decides to load, I don't want to show the world my email. Hang on. Come on. New article. Unlocking the 36 Chambers of Data Science. So if you're not familiar, 36 Chambers of Shaolin was a classic movie in the Kung Fu drama. The more I look into it, the more I realize like how influential it was in terms of where the actors went after the movie and what they've done. It was on Amazon Prime. I think purchased it, and there's apparently a streaming service, of course, dedicated to just showing kind of Kung Fu movies or movies in the Kung Fu kind of fighting drama genre, not drama. But I reconnected with this movie while I was learning data science and while I was going through it. And it was a very, I saw it as uplifting because of the story it tells. And this article, I kind of go into it, where it's really about focus and perseverance. And it really hit me at a time when, well, I needed to get that lesson. And I've enjoyed rewatching it. I rewatched it again recently again. And I said again like 3 times in that sentence. But if you're not into the Kung Fu genre, that's fine. But definitely there's some lessons we can take away from it. So it's been good. I might do another live stream and show off some cool vector database samples that I'm going to pull from that course. Kind of start poking around with it. And I'm going to do it, of course, in Red Hat OpenShift AI, which gets me into my next topic. So if you haven't scanned that barcode, go do it now. That goes to the free course that the deep learning folks do. I don't get compensated on that, right? Like it's just, I think it's so good. You should check it out. I'm going to now. Oh, wow. It shows 2 barcodes. That's interesting. So if you go to there, I'm going to be speaking at an event. I'm going to moderate a panel. I'm going to do kind of an intro discussion on the future of AI and government, and not just that, but the present state of this. There's also, I think, an interesting article from Cisco on this, what we've been up to. And is this the Dell article? No, that's not it. Sorry about that. But I just wanted to kind of get the word out there on this course. Totally should check it out. Um, Scan it, have fun with it. It's definitely worth it. It's free. It's not that long of a course. It's probably less than 2 hours, I would say. I had to go through it a few times. I went through it twice. I resurrected an old trick I learned from when I was at school, where I took a speed reading course when I was in high school. And one of the things I discovered that if I could speed read something, I could do it twice. And if I did it twice, I was way more likely to have a recollection, which is a fancy way of saying, well, now in this wonderful world of online trading, I could watch a video at 2x. And for the harder subjects, which I'm not going to lie, some of the concepts in this vector database one was a little bit on the harder side. Totally worth it though. The harder the climb, the more glorious the summit, I suppose. And yeah, so anyway, in any case, I was able to kind of watch some of the same parts, particularly the ones I had trouble with, like twice, and then it kind of clicked. So highly recommend that course. So with that, I'm going to end the live stream. Wish you a happy weekend and happy Veterans Day. Thank you to those who have served and are serving. Big shout out to my grandfather and my father-in-law for serving in the both in the Army. And shout out to all my veterans out there and those who are currently serving. Thank you and have a great weekend.